What's up, Leafs fans? Welcome back to Leafs Digest. Now, stop me if you've heard this one before. Leafs go up 3-1. We've got a tie game. We're headed to overtime. At this point, this just seems to be a continuing trend for this Leafs team. It's getting a little bit ridiculous to watch this happen night in, night out, but that's exactly what happens here tonight. We managed to walk away with the win tonight against the Anaheim Ducks. 4-3 in a shootout, just barely squeaked that one out. Campbell only has 20 shots against. He allows 3 goals. Not an ideal night for him. I mean, you look at that third goal, it's probably one where there's not much he can do. It's a high tip. He's kind of in position for the original shot. Dermott's not screening out in front, but still not the ideal night for him. And he looked like he was having some troubles handling the puck behind the net, or in front of the net, wherever he was. It wasn't the strongest night for him, and he's had a little bit of a slump here. Hopefully he can get things back on track. But as far as the rest of the game goes here tonight, I mean, you got to give this power play credit. Since Mitch Marner came back, I've been very, very, very critical of him all season long and his effectiveness on this power play, but he has been incredible on these special teams, contributing by not just creating and getting assists. He's been contributing through goal scoring. He's been contributing through becoming a threat and actually being someone that the other team needs to be aware of every single time he's on the ice, because when he's out there now, he's creating problems, and it's beyond the power play for him. He's doing it on the penalty kill too, but I got to give shout outs to him for his power play. You admit where you are wrong, and that's where I was wrong. I was saying this Leafs team does not need him on the power play, and he's proven me wrong right from the get-go. And I actually do want to give my awesome Matthews play of the day right to Mitch Marner for that one. The guy has been a stud on the power play. Scoring that goal was just nasty shot. I mean, for him to be able to do that, that's something that people later on are going to look at and they're going to go, yeah, we may need to watch out for him, because he's come back. He's come back from COVID. He's come back from that injury, and he's had significantly more of a shooter's mentality. It's been in the way he plays every single night, and he's becoming a threat. So credits to Mitch Marner. That power play goal was nasty. What a shot by him. Now, the other part of this is the rest of the power play was clicking. The puck was moving fast, and that's what you have to do, especially when you have offensive firepower like that. You have to take advantage of it against other teams. You have to use it to your ability. You can't just stand around and wait for the perfect opportunity. You have to make it happen. And that's what we saw from them tonight, capitalizing on Marner's goal and Tavares' goal, creating chances. It was just, that power play was clicking tonight. So, I mean, shout out Mitch Marner for coming back, being impactful on special teams on both sides of the puck. He has been very good since he came back. One thing that I think is a little bit worrisome here is the Liljegren-Sandin combo, and the more so from the perspective of, we've seen a couple times now where Sandin has gotten exposed for some things, but then it's just the rest of his game has been incredible. After that Zegras move around him on the first Anaheim goal, he calmed down and he looked great for the rest of the game. He was relied upon later in the game. Sheldon Keefe knew he could trust him after that, because he saw from him that Sandin didn't let it affect him. He saw that Sandin took strides forward, took steps forward to be able to elevate his play throughout the rest of the game. And that's what he did tonight, and that was amazing from him after the fact, but we are getting to see a little bit of the flaws in his game. Now, the Liljegren aspect of this whole thing, first things first, that penalty, that's a bogus call. The guy falls down mid-ice, lands into the guy's legs, and goes down. There was no intent to take the guy down. He's falling and falls into the guy. That's not a trip. Like, in what world is that a trip? Now, the scary part of it, they obviously killed that penalty, but Liljegren out now means we're going to have to see some more guys. If Muzzin is not ready, and if he's not ready to come back, we're going to have to see a push of Dahlstrom and Biega into this lineup, which isn't the most comforting thing when you're looking at situations where Hall and Dermott cannot come out now. Every night you got to roll with Hall and Dermott in this lineup, and you cannot take them out. And now you're putting up another guy who you're not the most trusting of either, just based on the fact that these guys aren't getting in the lineup this year. Like, if they were guys that Keefe and Dubas really wanted to be playing, they would be playing. Let's remember that. They would be playing. They're older guys. They've been around. They would be in the lineup if it were to come to that, but they obviously are not trusted in that way. We don't know what we can get out of them completely. So it is a little bit worrisome having seen Liljegren go out like that We'll see what the reports are coming out. You can definitely subscribe to this channel. Anytime any news happens, anything comes out, we will jump on it as quick as we can. We will break it down here, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also on the road to 2,000 subscribers, and I'm just noticing right now that that logo is still on the screen. I apologize for that. I'll fix that moving forward, but I mean, the biggest concerns really for me out of a game like tonight is just the inability to hold on to a lead. You did it against the Islanders, great, but it's been a struggle for the games before that, and then it goes back to tonight. Okay, 3-1, let's lock it down. You can't. You let it slide. It gets away from you, and you manage to pull out the win. You squeak out with one, but it's just, you can't rely on that. This is when it comes down to the playoffs and things are important and the game's on the line. Can you hold it down? Can you take those next strides to becoming an elite team, to taking the team to another level? Can you do that? If it's going to end up like this, I don't know if we can trust this team to be able to do it, because you're letting up these great chances late in the game when you're trying to hold on to a lead. And I mean, it's not like the offense stopped. John Gibson played incredible and they kept pursuing. They kept being all over them, but it was the defensive side of the puck that just was not there tonight. It was not the prettiest of things, and it's a concerning factor with things moving forward there. So I don't know. But on the positive note of things, Nylander, Tavares, they looked good again tonight. Matthews looked back to himself. He didn't score until the shootout. That being said, he looked like he was going again. Like, he looked like he had some juice. He was ready to go. He was flying. He was creating some things. That looked good to me. And I think that we got some good there with him, Bunting, and Kasha. I do trust that, and I kind of like the balance between the lines. We'll see if Keefe keeps that moving forward, because I think that comes in play and becomes important in the playoffs when you're looking for a change of scenery. Can we mix some things up here to make some things better? That's where that kind of stuff happens. So we'll see what happens with that. But the big boys played well tonight. Tavares kind of gets out of a little bit of a slump, scoring a beautiful goal off the assist from Mitch Marner. It was good things all around. But it's stressful, the blowing leads. It really is. And that's what this game comes down to. That's what this is all about. So, I mean, there's not much more that I really feel like I can say at this point. I do want to give my grades of the game before I go here, and I got something special for you guys up my sleeve. Grades of the game here. All right, new system, guys. We're rocking with the same school grades, A, B, C, D, E, all F, all that kind of stuff. But I have some legitimate reasoning to go into this one. So tonight, I'm giving this one a C. And let me explain to you. Guys, we've got a grades calculator now ranking team offense, team defense, goaltending, power play, penalty kill, inputting values for all of them, and getting a determining factor at the end of it. So let me explain to you guys how I get to a C grade on this game, okay? Offense, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 tonight. The offense looked good. We looked dominant. They weren't really turning pucks over too much in that. We would hold the puck in their zone. We would heavily outshot them tonight. We obviously play a great goaltender, but the offense looked good. We're creating things. The power play looks really good, and just like contributing that way, and then keeping momentum going for after the power plays are done. It was just team offense tonight looked great, even from the standpoint of Sandin, Riley contributing to that offense, Brody getting in the mix a little bit there. Like, that team offense looked good. Let's go to power play and penalty kill before I give my other two grades. Power play for me, 5 out of 5. Very honestly, 5 out of 5 on that power play. It was clicking. The puck was moving fast. You're making the other team have to chase you, and that was beautiful. That is a huge progression step that we have yet to see. We haven't seen in a while, I should say, from this team, where you're making the other team have to run around trying to catch you. That's unbelievable if we can continue to keep doing that. Now, penalty kill, I'm going 5 out of 5 as well. You kill off all the penalties. You look incredible. They're creating chances on the offensive side of things too. And if the other team has to worry that the penalty kill might score against them, that's a little bit worrisome for them every single time. So it's nice to be able to have that and be a little bit of a threat out there. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Now here's where my bad grades come in. Team defense. It wasn't through the whole game. We obviously held them to a minimal amount of shots until really the third period there. But then they kind of we just let them walk all over us, and it was mistakes. It's not necessarily that Anaheim came out and dominated us offensively, but it's the quality of mistakes and chances that we gave up to Anaheim, and we let them create and we let them have around us. That's where the problems come into play here. That's where things get a little bit sketchy. So I'm giving that one a 3 out of 5. And now my final one, the bad one here, is a 2 for the goaltending. Jack Campbell just did not look great tonight. He looked shaky. As I mentioned, he had trouble handling the puck. He made one incredible save on Shattenkirk. That being said, he did get saved a little bit because Shattenkirk took so long to get that shot off. So from that standpoint, he did get a little bit lucky. That third goal, I can't necessarily say it was entirely his fault. It was a tip. The other ones, I mean, the first one is an own goal, but it's just you're not getting many shots against. He looks shaky when some of the stuff is going down, and he hasn't looked great over the last little while, which is a concerning factor to me. So maybe a little bit of a harsh grade on that one, but 2 out of 5 is my ultimate one, and it leads me to a overall grade of a 76%, which ultimately is a C in the grade school system. So that is my grade of the game. Leafs fans, it's a little bit of a sketchy one. We kind of just pulled this one out 4-3 in a shootout. Some great moves from Spezza and great goal from Matthews there, but otherwise, you don't want it to get to that point. We need to hold these things off and not let it get there. You walk away with 2 points tonight. You move to 26-10-3 on the season, which is great to get another win and continue that, especially after the game in New York where we got the win there as well. Mitch looking good tonight. Nylander looked solid. Tavares getting back on the board. You love to see those types of things. Hopefully they can keep it rolling. But Leafs fans, we will see you guys after the next game, Saturday, January 29th at 7 p.m. against Detroit.